Shabbat, which translates as greetings. Renani Kawun Nahasanan Amun. My name is Nahasanan Amun, and I am a student teacher of the master teacher, Pānabab Yanun, also known as His Excellency, Dr. Malachi Tğᴇ Oqran, 33 degrees over 720 degrees. He is Brother John. I first want to proclaim that the master teacher, Dr. Malachi Tğᴇ Oqran, is innocent and all the charges brought against him are false, and he is about to come home. This audio book is authored and written by Pānabab Yanun, entitled The Gospel of Yanun on the Sacred Feminine, the Lotus of Life, especially for the Sacred Feminine. Papyrus number 23. I am Pānabab Yanun, the Master Yanun. On a dark night at 12 o'clock a.m., I was born on this planet Earth at Takoradi in Ghana's West Africa, to Mary Abba Oqran, Mary C. York, born in Ghana, West Africa. Birth March 10th, 1929 A.D., crossing August 4th, 2012 A.D., Fatima, an African woman of the Iwe clan, Akan tribe. And to Al-Hadi Abdur Rahman Al-Mahdi, birth 1922 A.D., crossing 1970 A.D. of the Dongola tribe in Nubia, Sudan's northeast Africa. I was named Malachi Kubina York by my mother's side for good reason. Also, Isa Al-Hadi Al-Mahdi was my Sudanese name given by my father's side. I was born on a Tuesday, June 26, 1945 AD in Ghana. I was born with a well-planned purpose by extraterrestrials from Rɪsᴇ, the planet, the 8th planet in the 19th galaxy, far away in Eİrᴛɪᴛᴟᴇᴅ, a tri-solar system. The being born inside my body was one of them. His name is Yanun. The Rɪsᴇans created this universe of the omniverse. This universe was born 24 billion years ago. They are 9 etheric beings, supreme beings, who have been visiting this planet and others for millions of years. They grew the Nagaru race, Negroid race, here first. They became known as the overseers, Nadaru. They built many ancient lands and structures on this planet, which in time they deserted. The Rɪsᴇans sent little creatures called Mormadu, Greys, from Zeta and Orion's belt every 10 years to check on their children, with whom they mixed their DNA into. 9 species of Nagaru Salal, Negroid race only. They first came to me at age 9 in Teaneck, New Jersey, where I lived with my great aunt Diane Fletcher, daughter of Ben York and Sachakawiya, who raised me. They were Kril, Araima, Sa'at, and Alamar. They would come to me from time to time, my whole life, up until this day. One was killed in Kentucky, where they first landed in 1955 AD by Kakasu, Caucasoid gunshot. Arima, she died. I, Yanun, was raised up among you out of the east, Africa unto the west, to bring you a Sayem Balag, divine message, called Wᴏᴜ, and to also teach you Nuapuyi, Nuapik, and call you Munwapu, Nuapians, to set up a land, Nuapia, for a landing site for your Salafu ancestors, to return and lift those of you who have perfected their being, cleaned inside out and outside in. Your DNA as males is from Sa, Orion. Your DNA as females is from Sabat, Sirius, star systems, and the Greys from Zeta beneath Orion's 3 Shamashat suns, or the belt. So, in actual fact, the Afavreye Ka'u Salal, African race, are of Sayem, divine origin, and are in fact Kharadu, children of the Nadaru, overseers. This is seen as a bacteria implanted in your genetics as hominid genome. This was done by Panadaru, the overseers, from Sa'a, Orion, and Sabat, Sirius. Your carbon C6 base form as black as coal grow from H1, H2, C6, N7, O8. That's 1 plus 2 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 equals 24. Hydrogen 1, helium 2, carbon 6, nitrogen 7, oxygen 8, in all 24. There have been 223 uncovered Mᴜsᴛ extraterrestrial genes in your 24,000 genomes that travel in sets of 3 on the Tğᴇsᴜ genes. So they in fact implanted some of their own DNA into your own. You are encoded as Sayam, divine. Black matter equals 24%, black energy equals 76%. Dark energy is expanding. Dark matter is being pulled as the Wᴏᴜᴏ universe speeds up to freeze. The planet Earth, or Maya, water world, is moving at a speed of 135 miles per second. You have been hypnotized 6,000 years ago by witches of Wiccan religion, the cursed evil seed of Enos, Enosites, son of Seth, Sethites, son of Adam, Adamites, made by the fallen ones of Anakim, Anunnaki, called Elohim, Alihat in the Bible and Quran. The Anunnaki used the Pleiadians, Nordics DNA to graft and make Adamites, the ruddy, fair-skinned, to Canaanites, to lepers, the Canaanites. Their seeds were grafted, made, and born on the month of Tammuz, 6th day, 3761 BCE, or 4004 BC, as the learned rabbi of Judaism record, and was only given 6,000 years to enforce their hypnotic spell of sleep over you, train you to be pets, cattle, which expired 2000 to 2003 AD, which is 6000 AC. AC is Adam's calendar. This is the gospel from the beginning of beginnings. This is from the beginning, which we have seen, which we have looked at and watched and have taught. Humans are the only creatures that know they will one day die. This has affected humans' thinking as the birth of fear. Don't let others cause your death before your physical or mental time. Fear came with uncertainty, or that leads to faith and beliefs that became religions of belief, to hopes and desires. This, I, Ya'anun, proclaim concerning you and your life as Munwapu, Nuwapians. Life is both physical and spiritual. It appears we see them in actions and testifies to them. I, Ya'anun, proclaim to you the eternal soul, which or who is connected to the Tğᴇ Makwanat, omniverse, from the Wᴏᴜ universe, and has manipulated through us here on the physical earth. So, I proclaim to you what you can see and hear, so that you also may have links to all, as all of you, Pᴏᴜᴜ, the all. Know this, left brain is male power, analytical, and right brain is female, images. These two must become one for perfection of thinking and doing. Nashat, energy in motion, or emotional beings. Ba, soul. This is the symbol of the braid worn on the left or right side by the holder of the double helix of the mitochondrial DNA, a female or an other, mother of us both. And the male wears his braid in the back to relate to the back of the medulla oblongata. Yet both mother and father, male and female, need to connect and use the frontal lobe of the brain and pineal gland, like the pine cone to the evergreen. This is a part of my message to you. You have heard from above and is declared to you. Intellect does not become blinded by the brightness of white light of confusion and chaos. There is no light inside your being. Light is blindness or faith, not intelligence of fact. Even the Bible and Quranic God dwelled in darkness. Genesis chapter 1 verse 3, Psalms chapter 18 verses 9 through 12, then said, let there be light. And with light came chaos. If you claim to have actual facts in Wunuwap, yet are not one Agal mind, you lie and do not live by the Sawab truth. Yet, if you, Mashui, walk in our way of life and on the correct path, as you claim you are, in Sayem Agal, divine mind, and linked to the Tğᴇ Makwanat omniverse as a Kharadu child of natural nature, divine rules, If you claim to be without Dᴏᴇ evil and Yᴏʀᴜnᴜs wickedness, and do not have Aᴜᴅ divine love between you all, you only deceive yourselves and those who trust in you. If you confess your wickedness and evils as weaknesses and plan to overpower them, you will be forgiven and purified. It's on you. If you claim you don't Tğᴇ, sin, or commit wickedness, and know you do, you make all Mᴜsᴛ liars to the eyes of the Tඵal world, and your Matatat words have no place in our lives. My dear children of Wᴏᴜ, I write this Tanjul gospel to you so that you will know to not commit sin, evil, wickedness, to not be of Tğᴇ, sin. Do not be of those who misuse the gifts given by Panadaru, the overseers. The females from Sabat, Sirius star system, were given 9 skills, and the Ayesu, males from Sa'ah, Orion system, were given 9 skills, such as the skill of dance, the skill of singing, the skill of drawing, the skill of playing music, the skill of sport, the skill of building, the skill of sewing, the skill of healing, the skill of teaching, the skill of weaving, the skill of carving, the skill of writing, the skill of lovemaking, the skill of cooking, the skill of creating, the skill of mathematics, the skill of chemistry, the skill of tongues. These 18 skills were implanted in the Yakhasat genes to manifest in the offspring. Over time in mixing, they exchange their skills. Some now have more than just 1 skill, and some are very skillful. Originally, only 12 males from Sa'ah, Orion star system, and 12 females from Sabat, Sirius star system, were allowed to stay on this planet to mix and breed the new Mᴜsᴛ, who were originally born as twins. Each female birthed a Sawautat, daughter, and a Sawa, son. Before this was perfected, the first offsprings were born conjoined twins, and then hermaphrodites and hemaphrodites. Hermaphrodites and hemaphrodites result today within the first 6 weeks of what's called pregnancy. If you look at the figure below, you can compare the immature sex organs look the same. After this point, the Kharad, child, will develop male or female organs, thus denoting their physical gender. When a child is carried and the mother is stressed at the decline stage, the child will be Ladud, born with a male gender and a female spirit, or a female gender with a male spirit. That is why it is important not to stress the mother while she is carrying a child. The hermaphrodites and hemaphrodites were the original deities of this planet and were the offsprings of those beings from Sabat, Sirius star system, XXY, and Sa'ah, Orion star system, XYY. The physical form of this would be those born as conjoined twins, were never separated unless one side died, which many did. The hermaphrodites and hemaphrodites were raised to be the highest because their physical bodies vibrated on 2 frequencies or tones. Those of the Ayesu, males from Sa'ah, Orion star system, and those of the Aᴜᴅ, females from the Sabat, Sirius star system, they were the deities who opened the Shay vortex or wormholes to the stars. This is how it was before the growth of Aᴜᴅɪᴏ, Africans, and long before the making of the Kakasu, Caucasians. Over time, many other extraterrestrials were allowed to come to this planet. Many brought with them plants and creatures from their own worlds, who are recorded as mystical creatures who were in fact once alive on this Mikwak planet. Many have since died out or were removed from this Mikwak planet when it became quarantined because of the many viruses and diseases from mixing of alien body fluids. Now, many extraterrestrials come and go who are still not allowed, so they sneak to take animals, people, and resources of many kinds. This is why many do not allow themselves to be seen or come right out and say, Here we are. They are not supposed to come to this planet. And many of those forbidden to come came and bred, cloned, and grafted a humankind called brids from hybrids. Some even mixed DNA of ape man with reptile creatures such as canines, simians, porcine, bovines, and reptiles. And there again were many myths created found in their Bible and Quran of wolfmen, vampires, zombies, mermaids, minotaur, satyr, Satan, Pegasus, Pan, Leviathan, dragon, Dagon, unicorns, giants, and cyclopses came about. Only my kharadu, these are not myths, yet in fact are actual creatures, and today some people are still born with one eye, and or 6 fingers and toes, or tails, some covered all over with fur, or 2 rows of teeth, scales for human flesh, fangs in their mouth, cleft lips, large heads, and pointy ears. So these are leftover traits from the testing when the Anunnaki, Anakim, Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 28, called Nima, Ninhursag, Ninti, was experimenting with T, seed. She was the daughter of Anu, the Most High or highest deity or heavenly father of the Anunnaki, and C. Anu also came to planet Earth, 49 of them after the first, Genesis chapter 1 verse 2, then 200 Nephilites followed and birthed Gabor, flesh eaters. Then 10,000 came in Psalms chapter 68 verse 17. Once they were tested to see their DNA mixed in creatures on planet Earth, Genesis chapter 6 verse 5. These sons of God, Genesis chapter 6 verse 1 through 2, Anunnaki called Nephilim, Genesis chapter 6 verse 4. Ikiki was only to watch over the Adamites, Canaanites, Sethites, Enosites, Genesis chapter 5 verse 1 through 10, and Luke chapter 3 verse 38. Yet they raped the females of the Enosites, Genesis chapter 6 verse 4 through 5, and birthed, Genesis chapter 6 verse 5, Gabaru, flesh eaters, Gebore, Hebrew Strong's number 1365, Gabarites, wicked, evil flesh eaters who would have eaten their own parents and children, as well as other animals. This carnivorous lust of human flesh and blood is a passed over from their ancestors, which they, the offspring, has passed around the world as they invaded others' lands once they came out of the caves and hillsides of Europe. The book of Enoch, chapter 7, verses 1 through 14, the book of Jubilee, chapter 5, verses 1 through 3, speaks of this. Their Bible, Ezekiel, chapter 5, 10, Jeremiah, chapter 19, verse 9, Leviticus, chapter 26, verse 29, Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 10, 2 Kings, chapter 6, verse 28, Genesis, chapter 9, verse 3, the book of Jubilee also speaks about cannibalism, and the Quran, 49, verse 12. So much of what you read about as myth was and is in fact hakakat, actual facts. Many things you see today and don't question is why they enforce you must have faith, believe, and not check. If you did question, research, and learn other lahajat languages, not those they point at you, will see the sawab, truth, of this Mekwak planet. Many illnesses, sickness, diseases are from the past holdover, such as Alzheimer's disease, is the same as when a human being eats the brains of a dead humans, as in cannibalism. The khadat, body, shakes and loss of direction, as seen in Alzheimer's disease. It is the same as the sickness of cannibalism. Down syndrome is also from Muzad Mutatalu, extraterrestrials, who had more than 46 chromosomes and were crossbred. So you see 47 chromosome savant or Down syndrome and 48 chromosomes as with the simians. So myths are much more real than they want you to know. Just as our Salafu ancestors grow us into 9 features and characteristics in our own race of Nagaru, Negroids, and the Nagalu, Asians, into 3 features and characteristics in their race as Orientals, and the Kakasu, Caucasoids, were made into 6 features and characteristics as Europeans. So also the extraterrestrials are many species, features, and characteristics. Some passed on to humanoids. Some became hybrids and walk among you. Some know what they are, while others don't know what they really are and lose their akalat, minds, when the Tğɪs genes develop inside them as they grow. The result is and can be insane, deranged, crazy, lunatic, and many schizophrenic, psychopathic, psychotic, and even serial killers. It is, in most cases, a chemical imbalancement or chemical emplacement triggered from the DNA tampering by Mutatalu extraterrestrials who made them. Then they spread it by mixing with others not of their same gene pool. Today, with bones being found in Africa that have been confirmed to date back many millions of years, it's clear that Adam to Muhammad to right now is in no way millions of years. So the Adamites race is a new race of people, according to the Jews, 3761 BC, according to the Christians, 4004 BC, and according to the Muslims, 4004 BC. So according to their own records, name by name, person by person, from Adam to Muhammad was not millions of years ago. In fact, it was only 6,000 years ago. And this last race of people, Adam and Eve's offspring, according to them, was made in Mesopotamia, not Africa, where the millions of year-old bones are found today. This is the ending of part 1 from the Gospel of Yanun on the Sacred Feminine, the Lotus of Life. Stay tuned for part 2.